stop saying that the church is dying? Could I just ask you for that? Not just because it's not a good theological. Oh, here you go, take that. Not just because a good theological, and the overwhelming applause from two of you was very moving on my part. I appreciate that. It was like the slow clap, you kind of. But first of all, it's really bad theology. But more than that, it's really bad statistics. It's really not a matter of debate. It's a matter of math. The church attendance rate in the United States has not changed dramatically or remarkably in the last 20 to 30 years. There are some shifts. Let me quickly just share with them. This is from a presentation. I'm actually going to Indianapolis on Thursday, and I'll speak at the Wesleyan headquarters at the NAE meeting, and I'll present this to the National Association of Evangelicals. But I want you to know that if you look, and again, I'm saying some things that are true, but nonetheless could be self-serving because and I'll explain why in just a second. But real quickly, this is the percentage of U.S. Americans who identify with a faith tradition, and there are four main faith traditions when we do research. There's Catholicism, which is, by the way, about steady, largely because of an influx of Latino immigration. There's historic African-American churches, which are really hard to track, but not dissimilar, not a huge lot of shift. The movement has largely been in mainline Protestantism. Mainline Protestantism, many of you are mainline Protestants. I came to Christ in a mainline Protestant church, and I really work a lot with mainline Protestants. But mainline Protestantism and a lot of nominalism that's connected with mainline Protestantism, because mainline Protestants have been around a lot longer than evangelicals. They have a lot more nominal believers in mainline Protestantism. There are other reasons as well. But when you look at the numbers, this is a percentage of U.S. citizens, U.S. survey answers. This is from the General Social Survey. This isn't from some breathless book that everyone wants you to buy, this breathless book. The church is dying. Buy my book to solve the problem. Crises sell books, but they don't really solve problems. This is from real data. This is from the General Social Survey, the largest ongoing study of Americans done every year. It's quoted more widely than any other source except the U.S. Census, and it asks pretty robust religious questions. And using RELTRAD, which is kind of a system of quantifying and respondents, here's what we find, and then RELTRAD is the widely used system, is and since 1972, mainline Protestants, people self-identified at about 30%. Now it's less than 15%. So I mean, that's pretty dramatic. Now, if you're a reporter, you just report that Christianity is experiencing this dramatic decline. What's experiencing this dramatic decline is mainline Protestantism. Now, it doesn't mean that doesn't matter, because I'm an evangelical and some of you are evangelicals. This is a mix of evangelicals and mainline Protestants here in this room, but you wouldn't know it by the news, but there's actually more people who identify as evangelicals or evangelical groups today than there actually were in 1972. And if you want to talk about young adults, if you're a mainline Protestant, this is a scary picture to you. Presbyterian Church USA just released a self-study that's dramatic and deeply disturbing about the age and the future of their church, and they're very honest, and I appreciate the honesty. But this graph speaks to it as well. In 1972, the trend line put about 24% of Americans, young adults Americans, 18 to 29-year-olds, 24% identified as mainline Protestants. Today, that number is about 6%. I mean, so this is a huge drop-off, and so what's happening is I actually, and I don't have time to unpack all this, but I divide. If you're interested, I blogged on this. I've written on this in USA Today, where I broke down three categories of self-identified Christians, what I call census Christians and convictional Christians and cultural Christians, and really what's declining, what's collapsing right now in America is cultural Christianity and really that non-convictional. I mean, robust Christian commitment is very well passed on from generation to generation. There's a brand new book. It's not even out yet. I'll present the data at the D6 conference tomorrow in Louisville, but it's published by Oxford University Press. Real research, not the breathless sort of, hey, everybody's leaving. And really, there's a remarkable, robust transition of the faith from generation to generation. Are there dropouts? Sure, we've done research on them as well. Now, again, I'll unpack more of that later. It's not really my presentation, but by the way, in case you're wondering where they all are, that white line is non-denominational evangelicalism. That's where they all are. That's the fastest growing trend in Christianity today. But we'll talk about that another time. Just please stop saying the church is dying. Mainline Protestantism isn't even dying. It's in rapid decline. It's hemorrhaging. Evangelicalism is holding its own. Charismatic Pentecostal movements are actually growing. And while we were all talking about them, and so but they're actually growing. How many Pentecostal charismatics do we have in the room? Raise your hands. You're used to that. And all right, good. I like that. Good to see that. All right.